Previously on Redacted.
Get the fucking dog.
Postmortem incident report regarding aberration ATPC-0214, colloquially known as Plaster pigs. True members in attendance, Eli Reyes. Meeting recording by Public Relations Agent Sloan Summers. Agent Reyes, before we begin, are you feeling all right? Your report mentioned direct exposure to the aberration's influence.
No, yeah, I'm good. Took a few hours, but the rage thing wore off.
I see. Well, I'm relieved to hear that there were no lasting effects. Let's proceed then. Please walk us through the events of the case.
Sure. So this case opened when Dr. Fleming caught wind of an unusual pattern of collapsing homes in a large suburban area, all involving casualties. And what made it stand out is that the cause of death was unrelated to the collapse itself, right? Instead, first responders found fatal wounds resulting from mutual combat, so blunt force trauma, slashing wounds from kitchen knives, bite marks. And to top it off, we found photo evidence of unidentified hoof prints surrounding the house and on the bodies. So suffice to say, seemed like our kind of case. So, Agent Kip made first contact with what we believe would have been the aberration's next victims, a couple with an infant child. When Lucas approached the door, the aberration was already present in the home and the family was compromised. They were convinced the thing was their dog, kept insisting Lucas pet it, calling it a good boy, classic delusion behavior we see with cognitive aberrations. But the big thing is the rage induction. I mean, proximity and physical contact with the pigs caused immediate and severe aggression towards everyone except the pig itself. We chose to enter the home and intervene once the couple turned violent, and the pigs were everywhere. Coming out of the walls, crawling on the ceiling, maybe a dozen more. It was obvious that their tunneling was compromising the structural integrity of the house, but at this point, they didn't seem bothered by us. So we reached the homeowners, removed the baby from the house, and then incapacitated the couple after they attacked. And that's when the pigs went ballistic. Any that were crawling around the house converged on that room, and they were just scratching at the door, throwing themselves against it, trying to just break through, and the walls were literally shaking.
So what you're saying is that the aberrations demonstrated a sort of protective behavior toward the affected humans.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it seemed like it, or maybe we were just interrupting their cycle and they were pissed off. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we moved fast, the house coming down. Ultimately, the aberration was killed. The witnesses were handed over to processing, and Ignatius was called in for cleanup.
Thank you, Agent Reyes. Agent Koshka has cleared the witnesses. The aberration's effects didn't last long once they were no longer exposed. Fortunately for us, that means that there was no permanent psychological damage, at least none that we could detect. And the cognitive tampering works in our favor, actually, given that they still remember the aberration as their dog. Makes my job a little bit easier. I've also been informed by Dr. Danse that a cluster of unlaid eggs were salvaged from the pig carcass you delivered. So, well done on that front as well. This leads us to believe that the tunneling is part of its nesting process. As to the rage induction, Dr. Danse hasn't yielded anything tangible yet, but no reports indicate that the pigs consumed their deceased victims or anything like that. Perhaps the pigs derive some sort of nourishment from the anger itself. This is one of the theories we're testing, at least. I'm sure he'll make more progress once they hatch, so we have that to look forward to.
Once they hatch?
There's still much to learn about these creatures, Agent Reyes. Destroying the eggs without seeing what becomes of them would only be a waste of a valuable opportunity and resources, so of course we're going to let them hatch. In terms of public exposure, well, it's unfortunate that mundane emergency responses became so involved before your investigation began, but alas, this becomes unavoidable when these things become as high profile as collapsing houses and domestic Mortal Kombat, so this is at a stage where an official explanation might do more harm than good. It's convoluted enough as it is. All trace evidence of the aberration was removed from the sites, so for now, as far as we're concerned, we're content to let them continue scratching their heads in confusion. Now, what I do need is to note one concern regarding your team's field conduct.
What's the concern?
Per your report, Agent Kip's contact with the aberration occurred when the affected civilians coerced him into petting the aberration, correct? Well, I understand that the situation was delicate. Perhaps your team should develop better protocol for avoiding physical contact with unknown entities.
Better protocols? Agent Kip was trying to avoid provoking cognitively altered civilians. What were we supposed to do? Shoot the pig in front of them?
I'm simply suggesting.
You know what, Sloan? It's real easy to critique field decisions when you're safe in your squeaky clean office. Ooh, how about we put you in a house full of rage monsters? See how you do, just oinking at you and shit.
Agent Reyes.
I'm sorry, that was... I think there still might be some residual effect from the pig. I should probably go.
I think that would be wise. I'll finish the report without you.
Sloan, I really am sorry. That was...
See Dr. Danse and have him clear you before you leave the facility.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sloan?
Good afternoon, William. I just sent Agent Reyes to you for an evaluation. He should be appearing at your door shortly. He was showing signs of agitation and elevated temper during our debrief. Claimed it was residual effects from his contact with the Plaster pigs or something like that.
I see. Did something happen?
Minor outburst. Nothing serious, but I think it's for the best if we keep him under quarantine until we are certain that it's, under control.
What's the time frame?
Let's start with 48 hours. If it's truly a residual effect from the aberration, then we should consider reclassifying its threat level. And if not, just let me know so I can update Agent Reyes' file accordingly.
Understood. I'll keep you posted. He's here. Bye for now.
Becca, I think I could use a drink.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Redacted Postmortem, starring Lyssa J. as Sloan Summers, Athan as Eli Reyes, and Derek Moreland as Dr. Danse. If you're enjoying the show, visit theredactedunit.com for episode details, theredactedunit.com/Discord to connect with the audience, and the patreon.com/theredactedunit for behind the scenes and bonus content. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.